What's the story, guys? Welcome to another episode of What Happens Here, Las Vegas's newest sports and entertainment program, where we ask the questions that you want to hear from the stars that you want to see. I'm your host, Marcus Deegan. Thanks very much for joining us again. Once again, I keep saying this every single time. It's episode 11. I can't believe it. This thing just started about 2 weeks ago, and it's just exploded all over Las Vegas and around the world. You guys have been supporting us, and we've been getting lots of feedback on who you want me to interview. This podcast today is about positivity and supporting Las Vegas entertainers. As you guys know, I've been headlining here for about 20 years now. So I think it's very, very important for me to be able to showcase and display some of my friends and family from the entertainment industry. Well, this next guy that we've got coming on, he is a Las Vegas headliner. He has appeared over 20 reality shows. Let me give you an example. He's been on Top Gear, MasterChef, Porn Stars, Masters of Illusion. He was a semi-finalist on America's Got Talent and currently headlining at the Tropicana. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome today on episode 11, Mr. Murray Sawchuck, the magician. What's up, Muzz?
What's up? How are you, buddy? Good seeing you.
Oh, man, it's great to see you. It's been a minute. How are you? You doing good? You safe? You healthy? You happy?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm enjoying my house more than I ever have enjoyed my home. You know, I've gotten into gardening again. I mean, my garden's never looked any better, you know. It's going well, man. You know, just kind of keeping busy and hustling. You know, how are you doing over that way?
Yeah, buddy, I'm doing exactly the same thing as you. I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay active and healthy during these times. It's a little bit difficult with all the gyms closed. What are you doing to keep fit?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. My girlfriend, Danny, who's the host of Crazy Girl, she is really into working out like I think you are as well. She does it every day. I do it probably 3 or 4 times a week, you know, just to keep in shape. And so I've pulled out all my my equipment from my shed. So I'm like doing bicep curls, my hoverboard. I'm lifting like one of my bricks that we used to build my wall. And probably about, it's not that heavy, but if you do it slow enough, you know, more reps, it feels heavier, you know. And I'm swinging like a big sledgehammer around, you know, and doing sit-ups. We bought a sit-up ball, you know, and doing some push-ups. And, you know, it's amazing how it's not as exciting going to the gym, because the gym I feel like is motivating when you see all these other people working out and kind of doing it. But you know, you just got to get up and bang it out for an hour and a half, you know.
Now, how long have you been off work now, Murray?
I stopped my show just one of our shows was one of the last ones to stop, I believe, that coming weekend. It was what, March 15th or 17th or somewhere in there. So I was doing my show at Tropicana, and I also do a guest spot over at Fantasy over at the Luxor. And so we finished my show at Trop, I believe, that Sunday. And so did we finish the Fantasy show as well. So now that's it, you know. And of course, I've been doing YouTube videos and all my other stuff online, you know. So yes, it's shocking that, you know, I don't know if you've driven down the Strip yet or not, but I drove down the other day, and I think I drove the whole length of the Strip from like the Stratosphere to Mandalay Bay, which is the main chunk of it. And I probably passed 9 cars, and probably 6 of them were police officers, you know.
Yeah, I took a drive down there last night, buddy. It was pretty eerie. So listen, you guys last night did this. I heard a very, very successful telethon to raise money for out of work entertainers. Now that's the thing with Las Vegas. It's a place where everyone comes to be entertained, to feel happy, to escape. And then all of a sudden, people don't realize that these entertainers are out of work. Now, a lot of them are subcontractors, so they're not getting paid. A lot of them are from different countries, so they can't collect unemployment benefit. Tell us a little bit about the telethon that you guys did last night and what kind of money you raised.
Yeah, for the Actors Fund, you know, Mark Schnook did a great job. He raised over $120,000, you know, and he had over 80 different acts on the show. And, you know, I am always about giving back to the community. I think like you are, you know. I mean, you and I met way back, I believe, wasn't it 2002, like the Frontier or something like that? Way back.
That was going to be one of the topics that I actually talked about, Murray. Yeah.
We've been here a long time, right? So I've learned, and one of the people I looked at was Lance Burton. You know, when he was working all the time in this town, he was so honorable about giving back to the community, you know. And you kind of look at people you look up to, you know, to kind of formulate your charities or your outlook on business and life, you know, and Lance Burton was one of them. And I love the fact that he gave back a lot. So that's nice charity. It was basically almost all my friends in this great charity that, you know, Mark Schnook and Monday's Dark put together, you know. And a lot of actors, you know, as people know, we are independent contractors. You know, we have a great life, what we do. You host a great show and dance, and I've hosted many shows myself and all that. And it's exciting, but it's not like working for General Electric or the post office or a government job where, you know, the government covers you. You may not make as much money, but you make consistent money, solid money, and you can live a great life, you know. And when things happen like this, either you stay in business or there's, like I said, the unemployment that backs that up to at least keep you going. You know what I mean? But in entertainment, there's not a lot of that, you know, and that's why they have the Actors Fund. That's why they have, of course, SAG and AFTRA and all those other places that if you're in with, they do support and help, you know, help people.
Now, with the devastation to the economy in this town and with all the casinos shut, when this is over, do you think that we're going to have an influx of people that just want to be entertained? Do you think that Las Vegas is going to be bigger than ever when this is over?
You know, I think it is going to be bigger than ever when it comes back. It's easy to say that because that's what we hope for and we wish. So when we say it, sometimes you manifest it, right? But I really do believe that, you know, everything takes time, but it's about patience and really just getting through day to day, but keeping yourself as an entertainer, keeping yourself busy. Like you mentioned, working out. Well, you know, when we walk on stage, we want to look good on stage. You have to look good on stage. That's your gig, you know, and you always looked amazing, and all your guys that work with you. And that's part of the gig. And I think long as every day we wake up and keep ourselves busy to a certain degree, whether it be working out, whether it be practicing whatever art form we do, whether it's dancing, roller skating, acting, comedy, whatever the case is, I think the idea is to be relevant and to use this time to do things that you not normally would do, you know? Like this talk show you're doing is awesome. You've always been a great host. You know, we worked way back in the V.TV years ago and all those shows. And it gives us, I think, some time to not sit still. Yeah, we're upset. Yeah, we love going to work. You know, you love it more as much as I do. That thrill of walking on stage, the adrenaline, meeting the fans. It's a drug. You know what I mean? I think that, coffee and wine are my drugs. That's it, you know? And we miss that. And I think this has given us some time to reformulate stuff and work on stuff we probably didn't have time for or didn't want to put the energy in. So why not do it? You know, why not put some energy in, you know?
Yeah, and I see you've been doing a lot of stuff online. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, I'm doing everything. I have a YouTube channel, as I think you're aware of, and a lot of people. It's Magic Murray, and we do pranks. I do pranks on cops, security guards, all this stuff. The reason
we're going to put it right up here. We're going to put.
Okay. Cool. All right. Great.
Yeah, we're going to put it somewhere.
Perfect. I love it. Perfect. There you go. So, you know, I've done that for years now, and it's a great hook to get, you know, a cheesy magic trick looking cool again in a cool environment. If I'm a cop, police officer, I love all cops and police officers. It's just a great hook for getting exposure and being seen, you know. And so we're doing that now, obviously, because we can't go out into public right now. We're doing a lot of teacher tricks, and even Danny, I taught her a few of my illusions that you've seen for many years over the years here in town. I've had in my garage, and I had time to build them again because I don't use them anymore. Because I tour with 2 suitcases pretty much now, and my guest tag Lefty, you know, one of my best friends. And so we built them, and we did them in the middle of my street, you know, and it was great because we had to right this minute, pick it up, the list, a few different TV shows, because, you know, I think when people give you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And I know that's such a cliche line, and when you're not feeling you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I think this is a time to really keep busy. It will be out of this, you know what I mean? And even if it is 3 months or 4 months, in 10 years, when you and I look back at this, it'll be a very short time. But unfortunately, it feels like forever right now, you know?
So, like, just give everybody a little bit of background, how long you've been here and, you know, kind of where your career started and
Sure.
what brought you to Las Vegas. Because you're a Canadian, right?
Yeah, I'm a Commonwealth, just like you know?
That's it. So I'm sure that you follow the Las Vegas Knights. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I love hockey. I mean, I was raised on hockey. My father worked for the Vancouver Canucks for like 37 years. He's passed away now, but he worked for them. And before they were even the Canucks, they were called the Blazers up in Vancouver. And then they became the Canucks. And so I was always around hockey. I can skate. I played hockey, but I was never that competitive or good. But as a Canadian, I think it's kind of part of being born. I think you're born with a hockey stick and skates on your feet. And but I enjoyed the games here. But when it came to Vegas, everyone's so excited about it because, you know, we'd never had it in town. I grew up around all my life, so I actually got tired of it. Like I could not walk in my house without hearing a game. So I kind of went the other way because I just couldn't get away from it, you know. But it was exciting having Golden Knights here, and it makes it a real city. Now we, of course, have the Raiders coming in with the stadium. And, you know, you drive down that I-15, which is our main highway in Vegas, for those who don't know, you know, and you pull in and it feels like you're driving through a Chicago, like you're driving through LA, that maybe you're driving through a Melbourne or Sydney or a big city like that, you know what I mean? And we have Greek festivals and Italian festivals. It's not just a place to come and have a good time, like a watering hole, like it was back in the 60s. You know what I mean? It's becoming a real full city, isn't it?
So now, you know, you're headlining at the Tropicana. Tell us what some of the other casinos that you've performed at. You mentioned earlier on that you and I performed together at a little casino called the New Frontier, which actually Elvis performed at, Siegfried and Roy performed at. You and I performed in this dodgy, crappy little room where the
Yeah.
change rooms, we would get electrocuted, and we could maybe fit maybe 70, 80 people in there. It was dusty. It was smelly, but we loved
Yep.
it. And that's where we first met. I believe that was in 2002. Where else
It
have you
was.
performed on the Strip?
It was. Yeah, I came here. I opened that show up January 26th, 2000, January 26th, 2002. And I drove from Orlando, Florida. And for 5 days, first time, second time in Vegas, actually, but actually going there. Little red, my little red truck and my little U-Haul trailer. And I still have the truck. And loaded in, opened a show. And, and like I said, you guys were the evening show. I had an afternoon show. And that's where I met Adam Steck, who's your friend, boss, and producer. And he helped make a career for you as well, and he's become a very dear friend of mine. And we're all starting out, we're all excited to work in this town called Vegas. And I think, when you come from those humble beginnings, you appreciate moving into other theaters. Like, look at your theater now, Thunderland over at Excalibur. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? And you hang in there long enough, it's nice to work your way through. And so I started at the Frontier like you did. I was a little crappy little room. What's interesting is the show was at the Frontier. I know you know this. Siegfried came to see my show at the Frontier when they were at the Mirage, and it was a huge thing because I was nervous, and he was, he's still a legend in this town. And that was their hotel where they first had their own show, because they were at the Folies Bergère at Tropicana as an act with the Tigers. Then they went to the Lido over at the Stardust, and they were the main act at the Lido. But the Frontier was where they had their first show on underneath their own name. That's when Bernie Human and them decided to do this whole thing, and then from there they moved to the Mirage, of course. And that's when they got that unbelievable deal. And it's funny, he comes to see the show, and the theater we were in was a cabaret theater, and it was made in somewhat of the middle of the casino, between like the bingo hall and the pool.
That's right.
And also like the food court, right? But the real theater that was there, because when I pulled up to the Frontier, I thought, oh my God, it looks amazing. Because usually on the outside of these buildings, you can see the fly system. And for those people who don't know what a fly system is, where all the curtains go up into the rafters, and they still had that tower there. And I thought, wow, it's a really good looking theater. I can't wait to see it. And when I walked in, the theater that we had our show in wasn't close to where that fly system was on the outside of the building. And I thought, well, where the hell? There's got to only be one theater. The hotel's not that big. And then what I realized is they actually turned the old theater years ago into the buffet. And basically where they were serving like the salad and the shrimp cocktail was exactly where Siegfried and Roy produced their Elephant. That was the pit of the stage. And then our theater was a remake of a little cabaret theater further within the casino. But it's just really funny because, I wasn't here then. And so it was right here in those stories that they turned the theater into the buffet. So, but anyways, that's where we started. And from there, of course, I did the Crazy Horse from Paris over at the MGM Grand as a specialty act, open for Amazing Jonathan at the Flamingo. And then, of course, I toured a lot, and then when the whole world fell in 2008, 2010, I was on cruise ships because they paid really well and I could sign long-term contracts. I just didn't know where I'd go to make good money, and I could go to Asia because that was a good place for me as well. And so once all that finished, I came back, bought a house, and Vegas calmed down, did America's Got Talent, and that launched, my career even bigger into having my own show back in Vegas. And I opened up the Tropicana Laugh Factory, did that for a few years, and bumped to Planet Hollywood for a few years, 3 or 4 years there. And then now, of course, I'm back to the Tropicana. So it's been fun, man. It's been a fun ride. And like in this town, you hang in there through the ups and downs and that. And this is a very rewarding city, for entertainers.
Guys, when you come back to Las Vegas, I really need you to go and check out Murray's show. Now, listen, I've known this cat for a long time now. He's always been the quintessential performer. He's a showman. He's a comedian. He's a fantastic magician. And his show is a family show. It's for all ages, so you can bring the kids. It's something you've got to see. We're going to put all of Murray's social media handles down on the page. Now, listen, Murray, we've been talking about the magic. We've been talking about America's Got Talent.
Yes.
Can you show the viewers of what happens here a couple of tricks before we bounce, my brother?
Sure. I can show you anything you want, man. So I'm at home, so I'm very relaxed. I'm growing this. I'm trying to keep up with you, Marcus. It's taken me 10 years just to get this much on my face. And this booth that I'm sitting in is my kitchen. And this is one of the original booths from the Dunes Hotel here in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And the Dunes Hotel was exactly where the Bellagio is right now. And so this is one of the theater seats. And of course, I got the Riviera handle behind me. So everything's a collectible piece in my home. So
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, a lot like you. You have a lot of collectibles, of course, behind you with McGregor and all that stuff too. Because yes, I love it. It's wonderful. It's great. So here's a trick where I got a dollar bill, and of course I have a pen, as you can see. Say there's a pen. And I'm going to take this pen. If you watch very carefully, just for you, Marcus, I'm going to take this pen. I'm going to stick it right through the dollar bill, just for you. If I put it right there, through the dollar bill. So if you see that dollar bill, it's like that.
That's it.
But a lot of people are like, well, you just ruined a dollar bill. But sometimes you don't want the hole there. Sometimes you want the hole over there. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you want the hole over there. You know, you don't know where. Or maybe there's no hole at all. Just like that. You know, just I don't know. Maybe just this is what kept me out of the army, Marcus. This is what kept me out of the army.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
And doing magic on a webcam and stuff is a little bit different, just because I got to play with the camera and there's no live audience. But you can see this stick here. There's a purple, kind of yellow, red, white, green, and a black. Right? It's on both sides. It's on this side here, and of course, it's on that side there. All right, it's on both sides. All right. So what I want you to do, Marcus, is do me a favor. Pick a number between 1 and 6 for me, because there's 6 colors. Between 1 and 6. Yeah, you can tell me. Yeah, you can
3.
tell me. 3. All right. So if we work our way down from the top of this, it'd be 1, and then 2, and then 3. So that's what color? Reddish, I guess. Red.
Yeah, red.
Okay. So like I said, we have it on both sides of this little stick, right? You mentioned red. So if I go like this, 1, 2, and then it's like that. See, if you notice, all goes to red. It's on both sides too, just in case you were just both. Yeah, just like that. So now I'm stuck with the red stick. Thanks for that. I like blue better, but that's fine.
Murray, you've just always been such a good guy, mate. I've always been buddies with you. I've been to Halloween parties at your house. I've met your family before. You've met mine. And I just want to say, I really, really appreciate you coming on the show. This means a lot to me. And we're really going to try and get you out there. Thanks so much for everything you do for the community. I'm so proud to call you my friend. I'm honored that you came on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go, brother?
Hey, thank you for having me on, Marcus. I love you, man. Anything you need or your family, I'm always here for you. You know, I've known you for you're probably one of the first people I ever knew in Las Vegas. So thank you for having me on, man. I wish you the best. Stay healthy, stay safe, and let's get through this, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, the magic of Murray, Mr. Murray Sawchuck.
See you later, buddy.
See you, brother.
Thanks.
Hey guys, Marcus here. Today's episode was proudly sponsored by Team Guilty Clothing, Conquered Apparel, Rise Fight Gear, Molcata Clothing Wear. How could we forget Fit Guru Fight Retreats in Las Vegas? Of course, Wildcats for all your cannabis needs. And of course, Baller Balm for when your beard needs to be money. Today's episode was fueled by Proper 12, the finest, the tastiest liquid gold on the planet.